This. In the lower left hand side of the map, we have our blue Protoss player from Team Property. It's Mekar. And in the upper right hand corner, the green Zerg player from ESC Gaming. It is DemiLove. So DemiLove actually used to be a big Team League player for Dust Gaming in the SC2ITL America. He took Dust into the playoffs with his he helped Dust into the playoffs with some strong performances back then during the summer. And he's only just joined joined ESC Gaming to participate in the SC2ITL EU just a couple of weeks ago, and he did play in the qualifiers for ESC. So yeah, it's kind of DemiLove covered, I guess. And Property are a team who are new to the ESC to Improve Team League, but not not new to the general clan war scene. Not new to the clan war scene in general. We see them play in the Cascade Clan League. I think they may. I don't know if they did play in the RSTL, but they might have done. They definitely played in the Cascade Clan League, though. I can't actually remember where exactly they finished up there, though. But they've got a pretty strong team. I mean, they've got some solid starting players, such as Mekar and Starnan, for example. And then they've got a really deep kind of, a couple of strong players at the back of their roster as well in Morrow and Zanster. So yeah. Going to be interesting to see how well they can perform, and probably will come into this match as the favourites. I mean, ESC are probably going to rely fairly heavily on Goody, perhaps, today. But we'll see how well ESC can do, and we'll see how far they can get. As Nexus is on the way down here to start off this PVZ, and the spawning pool is about to finish up as well in the main base. So it was a hatchery first, and not going to be punishable here. As did this probe actually go and scout? Yeah, he did. So he sees absolutely everything. The gas coming down as well, so he knows exactly what's coming up. It was actually a gas before pool, so it was a hatch gas pool here, and that means that Zerglin Speed has been able to start up pretty much immediately. A single worker actually left in this gas, so we'll see what that's going to be used for. As an Overlord's going to get out of that main base before a Stalker comes out and starts picking away at it. Alright, so a few Zerglings are going to be coming across the map here from DemiLove. Get a little bit of early information. A watchtower is going to be taken to the upper left side here. And yeah, these three Zerglings going to be coming through the middle. And they're going to be running up and see what they can get done. Which right now isn't too much. And I mean, there is a wall off here. A couple of extra gators have been added on from Mekar. And yeah, so just a little bit of a slow start as a Stalker or Sentry comes down from the main base. And these Zerglings will be turned away. And again, nothing too crazy, nothing too exciting happening just yet here in this game. How's everyone doing in the chat, guys? Hope you're ready again for all of these awesome games we've got coming your way today. Again, it should be a lot of fun, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I hope you guys are going to enjoy the show. Do let us know who you're supporting, of course, whether you're going to be cheering on ESC or Property. Third hatchery going to come down here for DemiLove right now as well. So expanding here relatively quickly as a Stargate's soon to finish in the main base of Mekos. He's going to be able to get an Oracle out on the map perhaps, so it might just go straight into Phoenix production. See how he wants to play this, as an Oracle in towards the third base is one way which we've been seeing as a way which a fair few Protoss players have been moving into that third base lately. But it is just going to be the Phoenix play, which is great as well. I mean, with these Phoenix throughout the game, you can get so much harassment done. They're great for scouting. You don't need to make... Well, it's a very minor difference, but you don't have to use hallucination on your sentries to scout as much, so you have a little bit more energy on the on your sentries, I guess, which is maybe... I don't know if it actually makes a difference, but I guess that's something you can look at. You might still use a hallucination or two if you want to really sacrifice it all the way into the base. But generally Phoenix will get the job done, as the first Phoenix has just popped out. And this Overlord just sitting to the right hand side of the natural may very well be one of the first targets. As actually no, the one to the north side is going to be the very first target here. So first Overlord going down. Spore Crawler should start up in the mineral lines fairly soon. He's going to wait a little bit longer. He doesn't need them straight away, so may as well keep those extra drones in mind for a little bit of extra time, get a little bit more mineral income. And those Spore Crawlers do begin to start coming up here, so yeah, I mean, again, he's going to want to make sure his queens are sat next to them Spore Crawlers and they don't stray too far away, because otherwise he might fall into a little bit of trouble. He's actually investing in 2 Spore Crawlers here in the main, and starting to get a couple down in the natural as well. Another gas being taken for DemiLove as first Phoenix will come in and see this third base for the first time this game. And we also have a Mothership Core and another couple of Phoenix coming up into the middle of the map. So got 3 Phoenix in total, and they're going to head in towards the main base. And again, let's see what they can maybe get up to, as there is a lair finishing up here. The lair finishes up, and the first drone is actually picked off, and a second drone as well is found. +1 missile attacks will start, and these Phoenix can't do much else other than just pick off the workers right now, because the spore callers are well positioned. You know, they're not going to be able to find any queens. They do run out of energy though, and they will begin to back off now. Okay, he's made 4 Phoenix. Usually see 5, but you know, I guess 4 gets the job done. Void Ray now on the way as well, and that will help him to hold this third base, which he's starting to invest into as well right now. And he'll probably put down a cannon here in a few moments' time as well. There's a couple more gateways, and everything should be good to go for him into the mid game. As again, we're seeing an infest. Well, okay, I say again, but it's actually the first time we've seen it or mentioned it. Infestation pits on the way down. So starting to see the tech choice here from DemiLove. He wants to head straight into just swarm hosts pretty quickly here on Expedition Lost. So it's going to be some pretty quick swarm hosts coming out of our Zerg. There's a few Zerglings running around. Going to see what they can maybe try and get up to. A drone coming up to the top left side of the map will pop down a hatchery. And these Phoenix will continue moving around. They're going to come to the top left, and will move away as well. As these Zerglings are going to come down towards this third base as well, potentially in the near future. So these Zerglings are on their way. Maybe, maybe not. As these 4 Phoenix are going to come in towards the main base. Hydralisk's being produced now as well. So he actually he's just going to go into a hive with that infestation pit. He's making another roach run. He definitely has a roach run, doesn't he? He already has a roach run, so he's making another roach run for whatever reason. And does start his hive now as well. I wonder what he's trying to build instead of a roach run. It's a little bit weird. So yeah, second roach run on the way. Hive is starting to be made. A few more overlords popping out as these Phoenix just combing the map, trying to see if there's any further overlords for them to pick off. First Colossus is starting up here as well, and I mean, the thing is, I mean, Mekar should have a pretty good idea of what's going on. He actually has seen the infestation pit. So you've seen the infestation pit, that roach run cancel at the last moment, and if he can get in towards the main base and scout the hive, and even more importantly scout when the hive finishes, that's going to be really great information for him as well, because he would love to be able to get into his Templar archives spot on time to be able to, you know, get some feedbacks ready for what is most likely going to be a big Roach Hydra Viper timing. If you can feedback those Vipers, of course, then you pretty much keep your Colossi safe, and the attack is pretty much deflected more or less. You know, at least you take a major part of it away. Now, Templar Archive is just going to come down now anyways. I think Mekar's seen so many high risks, he's starting to realize, you know, this isn't just an aggressive push into its transition. This is a big committed attack, which my opponent is going for here. He comes to the top left and he will find this base, and a few drones alongside it. And that first drone getting picked off, then the Phoenix will just escape down towards down the left side of the map. So 3 Vipers being made here, and again that Templar Archive is going to be out in plenty of time. +2 and Blink will be finished before we see an attack come in from our Zerg player as well. Mekar needs to be very careful with where he positions his army though. I mean, he's not really got the best army to be out in the middle of the map with. You know, if this Roach Hydra can get a big surround, that can definitely be very scary. If the third Colossus is about to pop, it looks as though by taking down these rocks, he wants to move upwards towards that 4th base and maybe try and deny that there, as we actually have a hallucination coming into the main. He sees that hive finished, and maybe try and hit a bit of a pre-Viper timing, but maybe just wants to open that pathway anyways, as he's going to open another Zeld. He is not going to get aggressive here, and again, I don't really think he should, at least for another 20-30 supply, which is probably going to be just after these Vipers are full on energy, and just after as Zerg moves across the map. So is this a War Prism that he's made? Yes, it is. He's got a War Prism coming up the right side, and looking for some harassment into the main as well. So pretty standard stuff there as well. I mean, just going to try and pick apart his opponent a little bit, do a little bit of damage here and there, and I mean, again, it might slow down his attack, give him a few more moments, get another Colossus out, maybe buy a little bit more time for some Storms. Again, don't think he's really going to want to use the Templar energy for Storms just right now. He's got how many Templar? He's got 4, so I guess he could drop 3 feedbacks on each of the Vipers and then storm the army once as well. There's a big warp in into the main base, and this hive is actually in a lot of trouble. No static defense at all, and our Zerg player is pretty much maxed out. You can only make 10 supply of units, so he's not going to be, he's not really going to be able to, re-max on that. He is starting to lose some units over here now, because these Vipers have done a good job avoiding so far, but there's 2 nice feedbacks and 1 Viper left with energy. These Colossi will get their job done. 3 gateways have been lost here, but I think that was a pretty decent job overall. Blinding Cloud was put down there as well to help the escape from DemiLove. Pretty even play. I mean, the one big difference now is that this Hive has been taken down by all of these Zealots. So Hive goes down to the Zealots, And, well, we're going to see the rest of these getting picked off very shortly as more of the Zerglings keep coming in. 10 workers killed in total, as these roaches and hydras are going to take down these last few zealots as well. Alright guys, so we've got a Warp Prism actually backing off here down the right side of the map, as the rest of the army is going to move forwards. Fourth base will be established here for Mekar. Would maybe like to see that Warp Prism. I think he is going to switch direction and go maybe over towards the fourth base now. There still isn't really stacked defense set up anywhere. As we actually have a Greater Spire finished and Broodlord started, so a bit of an interesting play here out of DemiLove, and maybe if it catches his opponent off guard it could work out. I mean, there isn't that much anti-air here. But once he figures it out, he'll be able to go into some more Void Rays production, or maybe even go up to Tempest. I mean, he's not going to have that long to get into Tempest initially. But there we go, actually, if Fleet Beacon and Stargate comes down. So has he just scouted that with something? No, he hasn't. Wow, so he's just kind of assuming already, and preparing for a later stage of this game. As the Warp Prism is going to come up this left side now, and he's going to start running in towards that fourth base. Could maybe send just some over towards the third base at the same time. Zerglin will see these start coming in, but I mean, the army is completely out of position. The Broodlord's starting to advance forwards here as well. And actually, the Protoss army moving out on the map as well, which is okay. I mean, he's got recall, so if he does feel the need to fall back to one of his bases, he's going to be able to do that very, very quickly. So, Zealots splitting up here, and they're going to assassinate this green on this fourth base. Is now going to work away at the drones on the third base as well. And this army does come in towards the third from DemiLove. So Mekar, again, he was a little bit out of position to deal with this. As his Phoenix actually gets sent forward to try and do whatever they can. He sees the Broodlords now, 2 Tempests being made, and I think he might very well just base trade for a little bit here. He's already getting a lot of damage done. I'm surprised, you know, he'd just go towards the natural maybe. I mean, by the time he gets these Tempests up, he's going to be, you know, he'll get these Tempests up before the Berserker makes his way over there. So he's going to have a couple of Tempests to deal with the Broodlords, and there isn't that much anti-air, so he should be alright, as a few Zealots are going to get intercepted by some Roaches. This base will eventually go down. The third has already fallen, and actually Zealots in the natural now as well, starting to work their way against this hatchery, as player is starting to advance in towards this main base slash natural expansion. So Broodlords are going to you know, work away here at these front gateways, and very shortly you'll see this Roach Hydra be able to move up the ramp to join them. But again, with these first 2 Tempests coming out, these Broodlords are going to start taking some major damage. There's only 2 Corruptors at the front here. I guess he can abduct into the Hydras, and that's the one thing I was going to say he really doesn't want to let happen. But he will move away. There's another Abduct available, so I'm still not too sure about the longevity of these Tempests, but he's had so much time. He's still got that fourth base in the bottom right, so he's still able to make a few more. So he should be alright here. He should just be able to trade against these Hydras and Roaches, and then the Tempest should be able to come out and clean up the rest. Clean up the Broodlords in the sky when there's no anti-air there. And again, these Broodlords starting to take a little bit of damage. The Protoss doesn't want to engage this army head on, doesn't really want to fight straight up units. And, well, a couple of storms coming down here, but nothing really... I mean, nothing really DemiLove can do, as he's actually starting to break through this army. He's starting to get through to the Colossi, but again, the Tempests in the sky are just going to be more than enough, and there is actually the Colossi just remaining right at the end there, and DemiLove at the end of the day just didn't have any hatcheries to build units from anymore. So GG's well played, and guys, we're going to go into a very quick